Hi Pisces, and welcome to your April 2023 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky coming on to talk to you about your month ahead. Welcome back. I hope that you're all doing really well. Wow, we have been really having a change as Pisces people with Saturn having moved into your sign and going through the Pisces season, coming now into Aries season. What an awesome period of time for you all. I'm looking forward to doing this reading for you. Intuitive messages followed by a week-to-week tarot forecast and an extended reading linked below on Patreon. For those of you who are new and the reading resonates, hit that subscribe button below and comment and let me know what you think and anything else that you might have to offer as well. So Pisces, in the month of April 2023, you have a much more formidable essence now, so you don't have to really bend the knee to anyone who is like disrespectful to you. I don't feel that there's really any type of complex maneuvering that you have to do here, though you might have a muscle memory like that, and it might be like your first way forward might be like, I need to kind of like go around this situation instead of going through it. So kind of like the water element, right? Like going around instead of like pushing through. I feel like you need to now face things in a more direct way to kind of offset the way that Saturn and Pisces can also fortify this maybe like beating around the bush, or because Pisces kind of weakens Saturn a little bit, and that's not always a bad thing, but it does kind of make Saturn more or less direct, I would say, and it makes it a little bit more willing to kind of bypass certain problem areas and beat around the bush or sweep things under the rug. And I feel that you might offset that in April and have a really good result. Okay, so by being direct, though it might feel hard, it might you might see that like when you face something directly, or when you've kind of like moved with your like inherent right to question something, or your inherent right to directly figure something out, that you've maybe transcended most of the lessons of this transit. And then you have like 2.5 years basically of empowerment and support. So there's something like that, like getting out in front of this Saturn and Pisces transit and just being like, okay, this is what I've done wrong. This is that's another thing about Saturn and Pisces is like everybody. Okay, so collectively, there's like, we see what we've done wrong during Saturn and Pisces. We see what's like been an abuse of the self. We see where we've like maybe compromised in whatever way. And we have a really good chance, especially in the beginning, first half of the transit, really, so like the next year and a half, to get that stuff right and to get on the right track. So if that's resonating for you at all, Pisces, I would take that as validation to just like start moving towards a healthier, more open, and more probably transparent and even honest, energy. If you need that, or if that is like something that you feel is lacking in your life. Okay, so you have two major arcana cards coming up in your reading this month, the Death card and the Judgment card. So yeah, I think that April will be completely transformative for you. If you've listened to any of the other readings this month, for a lot of the signs, I've been talking about how there's a big turning point coming in May. And for some people, this can be like such a huge sigh of relief, okay? And for everybody, there's a shift in the waves, okay? And I want everyone to know that, like, especially if you're a Pisces, like more than anyone, you and Aquarius, and Scorpio as well, and Capricorn, because they're ruled by Saturn and Pluto. So Scorpio, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces have a major turning point coming in the month of May. And whatever you feel like you don't want anymore, it's good to kind of allow that to pass here, and to allow like the real substantial giving paths to consolidate and basically support you in your focus and purpose. Focus and purpose, Pisces. I think you already know what it is. And I want you to like really start setting space to like filtering in your life and purifying your reality to the extent that it supports this focus and purpose. Because the most frustrating thing in the world, and I'm seeing this for those of us who are like spiritual warriors and like right on the edge of like, working and working and working for many years on ourselves, this is really what it's about. And where we're at right now is like, can we filter our experience and the totality of our life to support our focus and purpose? And how frustrating it is to sometimes like make to make actions that are not thought about that end up conflicting with our focus or purpose, and then how we kind of like maybe remap ourselves or sit in better planning or better meditation or more clarity to not sort of unconsciously create things in our lives that go against ourselves or go against our focus. This is like where we're at, okay, right now at the deepest spiritual level, I feel collectively, at the individual level. So you Pisces are going to basically be a beacon of understanding for everybody. And as Saturn is in your sign right now, and the way that you kind of solve this problem, or the way that you start to even take down certain things in your life that go against your purpose, or the way that you dissolve certain things in your experience that prevent you from, that inhibit you from really taking the inner dream into the outer world, is going to be very important right now, and probably happening in May, for some of you in April, but it's like all this starts to like click, and I'm just so happy that that dialogue came through. I think it's the most important thing I've talked about all month for all the signs. So anyway, the Death and the Judgment card is kind of what has led me to that, because it's like waking up to the truth of what's in your life, and that having a very like transformative force behind it. So definitely talking about this in a more mundane sense, those relationships that are preventing you from being well will probably start to dissipate. Also, anything relating to like clashing identity, or, you know, working so hard at a job that like prevents you from doing what you actually want to do in the future. I see stuff like that really having to be faced. And I think it's a greater issue over this entire Saturn transit, so over the next 3 years. And for not for everybody is it going to happen overnight, but you can like really do a lot of that work here, or even like prepare yourself mentally for what that will eventually mean. Okay, and like knowing it, and that's like really a great first step to manifesting through it. So let's talk about your week to week, Pisces. Week number 1, the 8 of Swords, read down by the 8 of Wands, double 8. Okay, so you're burning away your confines. I like that combination, because it's trying to get you to relinquish a lot of the contracts in your life, okay? And anything that's basically like really holding you up, or weighing you down, or confining you. So you're probably already feeling better with Saturn and Pisces, right? With like lighter things. So like for some people, and this is totally not right for everybody, but I don't know, it's like having more temporary homes, or like renting rather than buying. That's not right for everybody. But like just like the lightness sometimes of having things that like, you know, don't last forever can be interesting for some Pisces people during this time. On the other hand, you also might have more creative ways of traveling, or more creative ways of like subletting, or and that then being like not just about like your housing situation, but like a lot of things in your life. Maybe you can create more teamwork in your life through, I don't know, using community resources or something, or I don't know, there's something there coming up where it's like creative ways of overcoming certain like impingements or confinements. Also careful also with chaos of abundance. So 8 of Wands can be like so much different abundance coming from so many different places, and that can actually start to feel confining, because then you have to like think about it all. It's like, wow, I have all this time, money, energy, I have all these like resources, I have all of these like people. What the heck do I do with myself? And some people just glitch out in the fetal position, you know. So try to bring order to your own chaos there. Second week, the 8 of Pentacles, rooted down by the 10 of Pentacles. Beautiful. Okay, so you are remapping your creative grid. So what that means is like what you're making in life, the work that you're doing, the things that you're creating with your own two hands is becoming more intuitive with your ancestral grid, which is another interpretation of Saturn and Pisces. So you are becoming more basically aligned with how you work, or aligned with the way that you create, which is beautiful. So you're not maybe forcing yourself to do work that doesn't resonate with you anymore. You're not forcing yourself also to work overtime, and you are starting to just get more intuitive with your long-term momentum. So some of you have kind of like arrived as well, or some of you just don't have to like try as hard, and you have more even by doing less, or you have more through toning things back a little bit. Again, remember this 2023 year cycle, year of the rabbit, has to do with reducing and like pulling back, or toning, or kind of fortifying boundaries in certain ways as well. So asserting your boundaries, asserting in the third week as well with the Death card and the Nine of Cups, asserting your creative boundaries, asserting also like who doesn't have control over you. So Nine of Cups can be like a gatekeeper, right? So there might be like this feeling of like not being gate kept or not like having somebody like controlling you or watching your moves. So, like some of you might be being single again. Some of you might also like not have that same like crazy boss or manager over you. There's a change or an ending to some type of like maybe oversight or some type of control over you, which is interesting with Saturn and Pisces because sometimes we can see it the other way around. Like when Saturn comes into your sign, it can sometimes mean that you get oversight or that you have somebody kind of bearing down on you, which I suppose could, there's something just about that life situation where we have someone kind of like looking over our shoulder or observing us or judging us as well. So either you have an end to that or you have sort of a change in that type of situation in the third week. Fourth week, the Judgment card would be done by the Three of Swords. Okay, you are coming to an aha moment about a heartbreak or about a past trauma, and you are ending a certain story with that. So you aren't subservient to a previous way of thinking, and there's an old long-running disempowerment grid that's over. Okay, so like you maybe have a lot more health, or you see that like maybe you have had something like go out in your body and you get like a scan and it's healed now, and you realize, wow, that healed at the exact same time as I stopped like giving all my power and worth and personal worth over to that abusive person of the past. Wow, my body started healing so fast. There's something like that coming up for you all here, which is such a wonderful healing to see coming through for the sign of Pisces. Let's talk more about that in your extended Pisces. I'm going to talk about that exactly, about how things start to heal as we start to take our power back and how we can do more of that in more places to get more healing. Okay, so that'll be linked below. Have a great month, Pisces. Talk to you soon. Bye.